just wanna be a stupid hoe.
Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Bimbo Box, our newly made headquarters for debauchery, sin, and speaking your truth. My name is Kelsey Pennywinkle, or if you're dirty and slutty like I am, you might know me as Foxy Box. I am today a professional agitator, and usually most days, so hey, whatever. We are born with these traits, and they're our traits and nobody else's. So sorry. Anyway, so a lot of people have really liked this little shindig I put together for us. It was kind of like crazy. In less than 24 hours, I got over 70 downloads, you guys. Like, what the fuck? Thank you for liking me or disliking me. I hope that even if you are hate listening, that you're like, fuck, she kind of warms my butt cheeks a little bit. So anyway, I've heard all sorts of input on this project. I think it's fucking so cool. All around the world, people have listened. And also, I think there's a not safe for work label on it. So I have a filthy sailor whore mouth, and you're gonna probably be like, damn, sometimes, but just don't listen to it around anybody that you don't want to perceive your true nature. So I have today with me the biggest icon, most famous person in the world. Their name is Jeremy Dolce, and you are going to be so excited to learn the lore and the legend of Jeremy Dolce. The cool thing is that Jeremy is probably one of the most unique people that I've met in my few years of doing little social media influencer whatever stuff that I just seem to have happened upon in life. I connected with him on TikTok, and they make amazing videos and do really crazy shit online. Honestly, I cannot wait to meet you guys, to my friend. So I am going to just jump into it. We're going to be talking all sorts of stuff that's going on. And hey, before you switch that dial, you better buckle up and decide that you're going to listen again, because we're going to teach you some things. So welcome to the stage, Jeremy Dolce.
Hi,
Yay! Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. I love your setup and your vibe.
Oh, thank you. Oh, gosh, we've been social media besties for how long now? Like 3 years?
Has it been 3 years?
I
That's
feel like
crazy.
it's been I got on TikTok about 3 years ago, because my memories that are coming up in, like, my Google Photos are from 3 years ago, and it's, like, when I was just catching the stride of knowing how to do TikTok. Um, I can't remember exactly how we were, the universe thrusted us together so that powers could collide. I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was your Jessica Simpson dessert stunt. I think it was before that. I think it was shortly after we started talking that you did that.
Well,
But
the reason why I joined TikTok, or should we go to like the
yeah,
beginning, or
you
where do
know
we
what?
start?
Let's just fucking get started. Give us your lore, Jeremy. Where the fuck did you come from?
Oh God. Okay, so I come from a planet called Michigan.
I heard there's cars
um.
there.
Oh yeah, Detroit. They make cars in Detroit. Shout
And
out to Detroit.
Eminem's from.
Oh, he was just at the football game. Everybody was, going crazy for him. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're all
Bob
hopped up on
Seger was
Coors
there
Light.
too. Wait, let me test your Michigan skills. Do you know like these icons from Michigan? Do you
Okay.
know Bob Seger?
Yes.
What do you think? I think he's a boss. I love him.
I don't really know much about him. I just know there was one song when I was younger that
What?
talked about. Well, like, I don't like know that much about him. Didn't he like smash into a tree and get paralyzed?
Oh God. What? I don't know if he
Like when he
did.
was like skiing, like had a skiing accident.
Are you thinking of Sonny and Cher? Like Sonny passed away by that. Are you thinking of someone?
Oh, oh my God! I don't know. Maybe I haven't told you that.
Anyways, okay. Dita Von Teese, she's from
Yeah,
Michigan.
I know her. I mean, I'm a hoe. Like, I'm a slutty slut, and I love all the
We
sexy girls.
we need to get Dita Von Teese on here.
Oh,
I love
you think
so
she'd be like, sign me right up, Kelsey Pennywinkle and Jeremy Dolce, like, say
she'd be
less.
that. Okay, Madonna. I love Madonna.
I've got a really cute story
You
about Madonna.
do?
Yeah, I
Tell
do.
me.
I don't want to interrupt because the people are here to learn about you. They don't want to know
Oh,
me. But like,
okay.
okay, that's
I
for
want to
other
hear your Madonna
people.
story though. Is it
Well,
long? Like
it's
what
not like
happened?
about Madonna. It's kind of like a little heart-touching story, I guess. I could blurb it real quick if you really
Real
want to
quick.
hear. So
I do.
I've been for work. I have been traveling a lot to Seattle because a lot of the porn companies that do the stuff only go to cities, and so since I'm in the armpit of, you know, Washington State,
Mm,
everybody's like, "Yeah, Seattle, we'll be there." So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, you know, and I fly out to Seattle, but it's fucking awesome. It's been worth it. It's caused a lot of adventures and stuff. So when I go down there, since I'm like a chronic passenger princess and I don't drive, I always fly and then like I'll stay downtown and I'll like mob around on those little like pay to play green scooters. You ever ride those little
I
things? Or
actually have never tried them yet. Are they
oh
fun?
my
Like,
god, they're so fucking fun. Ugh, they're a blast. So I'll like I get on one and that's how I get around when I'm in Seattle, or Uber once I need to go to like the airport. But it's really, really fun. But anyway, so you have to like find them on the app. So you'll like be looking at the app and you'll be like, okay, I gotta track it down. And there's like different brands, but I like to stick to the green ones because it's what I know. And I'm kind of like a millennial boomer. I'll be like, fuck, how does this work? I didn't even know how
same.
QR codes worked until like a couple months ago. I'm not even kidding you. Like anytime I'd see one, I'd be like, nope, I don't want this.
That
I
is
won't go to
crazy
this
though.
restaurant.
That is crazy now. You can just scan like these little codes. It takes you right to everything. Like I
Right?
feel the same as you. I'm like, wait, I need my niece to like teach me stuff. I'm like,
Well, we're like the last people that like experience like the new world and the old world. Like our generation, like the little like the middle of millennials, like we really like experience like so much change. Like we're very like unique. But anyway, I'm getting off course.
yeah,
Sorry.
Madonna, what happened?
Yeah, so anyways, I'm looking for a green scooter and everyone that I'm finding is like fucking dead. And so there's like this McDonald's downtown in Seattle and there's like a lot of unhoused people. They hang out around that area. And so I like am just like kind of like cuz I was going to go sugar daddy prowling at the airport that night when I flew out. So I looked all nice and stuff. And I just like mobbing around on a scooter, which probably people were like, "What the fuck?" But so then I go up and I'm looking for one and I cross the road in front of the McDonald's where this unhoused man was on the corner, and I went across. The scooter was dead, so I crossed again and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, do you have a phone?" Because I was carrying my phone in my hand because I was looking for the scooters, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, what do you need? You want me to make a call?" And I hand it to him and he's like, "No, I want to listen to music. Put some music on." Put some house music on, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I fuck with house music. I always have." And I was like, "All right, get ready to fucking like school him," you know? And he's
Yeah.
like, "No, no, put on some Madonna. Put on Hung Up by
Ooh,
Madonna." And I was like, "Okay, icon." So I
that's
fucking put it on
awesome.
and we just danced on the corner to the whole song and he watched the video and he was getting so fucking excited. Like he was like, "Yes." Yeah. Like it was like such an amazing moment. And I'm sure that everybody that like witnessed was like really like, what the fuck is happening here? But God, I bet you that that was probably some of the best kindness that he had felt in a long time. And God, it made my heart feel just as good as it probably made his because like it was just so it was so unique. Like I
I
loved
love
it.
that. And that kind of segues into probably my story, honestly. Like,
Yes,
well, not
okay,
the
and I'm
same.
so sorry. I'm such a fucking like
No,
narcissist.
no,
Forgive
you're
me.
good.
So yes,
But
please take the floor.
like how you just said that that helped that guy's that it was a guy, right? A gentleman.
Yeah, a
That's
man,
how
yes.
it helped. Yeah, how it helped his day, like just playing that music and stuff. That's kind of where I come from, is like music and art. Like I don't even know. Like I was the kid like that had a CD player and I had all the CDs, and like if there's any drum or anything going on in the world, I just go to my room and like listen to music and tune out. You know what I mean? So then that was just the kid I was. I just would go to my movies and my music, you know. And then we get into like the computer situation, and MySpace is like the big, you know, place to be. Like everyone's joining it, so I join it. And for those that don't know, like MySpace was like a big music. I mean, there was people that didn't use it for music, but
It
yeah, the
was
people that use it
so
like
about
that,
music. It was so about music. That's where my
yeah.
name Foxy Box came from also, by the way.
Oh, that's where Jeremy Dolce came from. Yeah.
Ah, God, we're so
Um.
iconic. Okay.
So yeah, so I joined MySpace, and yeah, it's like all about music. Or there's people that didn't see that side, which is interesting to interview those people or hear their side, because they were just like posting selfies with duck lips and peace signs, which that's cool. But yeah, so I was like involved with like the music side, and I was just like, this is so cool. You can like find all these bands that nobody knows about, and then like go to school and like show your friends all these cool bands you found. And then a lot of these bands on MySpace, it's kind of like what you see on TikTok, like a lot of these kids are like able to tour and like they're like stream my song, so I can tour and like make something, with this music. People were doing that on MySpace, so bands on MySpace started to tour and like whatever. So I'd go to shows, and then I kind of got into like street team. Were you ever on a street team or know what that is?
Oh yeah, babe, of course.
Yeah. So I would literally, but it wasn't. A lot of people take it the wrong way, like, oh, you're just trying to do it to get attention. But it's like I only took the jobs of the
You
people
get
that like I
free
really
stuff
fuck with.
too. Yeah, and you get free
Yeah.
stuff. And like when you're low income, like you have to capitalize on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I hear that too. Yeah, but I really didn't take all the jobs. I only, if it was like someone I really was like, no, you know what, you deserve that record deal. Let me go pass out your stickers and CDs at the show. So I kind of got started that way. And then I don't know. It's just like I've just been online and I've seen so much stuff like in pop culture, just like online content. Like so, I'm kind of like a historian, I guess, with pop culture. Like I can kind of like
Yeah.
educate people because like how the Y2K stuff's so trendy. I have like all these people that will ask me like, what was it like, or like, you know what I mean, like all these
Grandpa,
little
tell me
questions.
a story about the bimbo
That's
era.
literally what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, no, I'm so
Literally.
same. That's why kind of where I like this conceptualized from because I mean, and that's where we really bonded was because we both were like, fuck yeah, nostalgia. And I think it's because we're all like really super mentally ill and we're like, oh god, take me back to before all of this stuff. Oh my gosh.
Are you
My
guys okay?
I'm sorry, my kid is gonna like really probably be trying to fuck shit up right now. What do you want, son? I'm recording. What do you want?
French woman.
Oh my god. Aiden. Can you please shut my door, my love? Thank you.
Boring.
We'll play Silent Hill when I'm done, okay?
You promise?
I swear to God. Okay, be
Ooh,
quiet
Silent
now
Hill.
for an hour. Yeah, we are like, I'm like playing all like the vintage throwback games with him and stuff. And so like we're really like we're talking about I like love nostalgia. But yeah, he likes to game, and so I'm like just showing him the stuff that I like because it's good. So like he's like really into like Fallout. Like we've played like New Vegas like a lot. Like he's done like kind of like a sickening amount of hours on that one. But so we're working through Silent Hill 2 right now. So usually at night
Spooky.
after a good day, like if he's taking care of his responsibilities and everything, then he doesn't even play. He just watches me play, which is kind of cute, right?
That
Because
is
he's 16, so it's like
um
like cool. You like to hang out with me, sweet. You like to
yeah.
watch me game too, like oh sweet, yeah. So and it's probably because he's scared.
I don't really game. I used to game as like whatever, a kid, teenager, but I don't even game anymore. I should maybe get back into it.
You just gotta find what you like.
I just
It's
never like
hard.
games. I never like games where you had to like follow the story. I was just like I like like Grand Theft Auto. Like I like to free roam and like just have fun and cause chaos.
I just like to fuck shit up. Have you
Yeah,
ever
like
been in
I
a
don't.
fight? Like, have you ever been in like a fight in real life?
Oh God. I mean, yeah, with like my brother.
Oh,
Nothing.
wait, I like no, like I think every like that's like you have to like battle your
Like,
siblings.
well, here's the thing. Oh God, we could get into this too. We're bouncing around. We're doing it. We're doing it
Hey
all.
guys, no, everybody that listens to this because I warned them on the first episode, so they better be used to it by now. This is the second episode.
Well,
So, like I'm ADHD as fuck, and we are gonna flitter, but you are gonna love it because it's gonna feel like you're sitting like with your friends. I think maybe I don't know if you hate it. Let me know. I'll try to shut the fuck up.
comment below.
Yeah, comment below. Sign my titties. No. Okay.
Subscribe.
So please, you were doing street team stuff as a MySpace kid,
Yeah.
bonding with
So
the MySpace artists.
and so like I mean it started there. Like I kind of became friends with like my band, like some of my favorite artists, and I was like, this is insane, like, and I'm like, I'm just being me. Like I love your art so much. Like this, I don't even know how to describe it because it's just like as this weird kid from a small town that literally like music was all I had, you know what I mean? I felt like
Mhm.
alone and weird, and you know what I mean? We'll get into that in a minute. And so just to like meet these people and like support something or just like support their art, like to help, you know what I mean, spread the word, like it's such a good feeling. And then like to see like they really see my heart, you know, it's like I don't know, it's just like a full circle crazy moment. So getting a little nervous. No, I'm not. So then after like yeah, so like street team and going to shows, MySpace died, and then everybody was like, where do we go? Like Facebook was kind of a thing still, but not really.
Do you
And
remember when MySpace first died? It was like you logged on one day and it felt like you were in a ghost town. You see like tumbleweeds go across your
it
computer
sucked.
screen. It was weird. It was like, where the fuck is everybody?
I don't even understand why they did. That's so stupid. But then like Twitter was like kind of the new thing, and long story short, like I started to see hashtags everywhere. Like you'd watch like a talk show or like a
Mhm.
commercial, and they'd always have those hashtags. So I kind of had like this epiphany, if that's what you'd say. I was like, what if like for my artists, like it's kind of like a digital street team. What if I'm like, okay, their song, their tour, their merch, like because every time you tweet something, it's like counting towards that. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
whatever, like who's your favorite band or from those days, would you say?
Back then, like
Yeah.
probably mindless self-indulgence or some shit like that. I was such a trash
So
can.
you could, so like what I would do, so we'll say mindless self-indulgence. So I was like, yeah, so every time you tweet something, it like kind of counts, and like it sounds so stupid when you really say it out loud,
No,
but
it
then on
doesn't.
the other end,
It's
but
innovative.
it's
People
not.
that Gen Z people, they probably don't quite understand like how much we really had to carve out like what the
Yeah.
internet was like back then. We really had to figure this shit out.
Yeah, and so like so this all clicked to me back then, like okay, hashtags and like just the word, like, just a certain word is counted towards the whatever. So I would just tweet all these different artists, like their merch links, their you know, like iTunes link. Is iTunes still a thing? Like I still buy stuff, but it's always promoted as like Apple Music now or something. I don't know.
It is still because I just signed a contract thing when I started my podcast and put it over on that platform for like
Congrats.
subscription stuff. Oh, I think anybody could do it. You could probably do that too. It was
Oh,
just paperwork,
well,
but it
I
came
still
from
want to
iTunes.
celebrate.
Yeah, I'm a big deal. I signed a contract for fucking
I still
Apple.
want to celebrate. Um, So okay, well yeah, so whatever. So basically I was just doing street team but just digital. But it was only for like people I really loved and like fucked with, you know what I mean? And then and like plus you'd see like on Twitter like all the news people like they'll tweet like the mainstream people's art or whatever, or like stuff that I feel like was like, why are we talking about this? I was like, I want to kind of use my platform as like my own news media outlet, and I kind of kept like that, like, and that's kind of, I guess I built a reputation as like all these indie artists or whatever, or just basically the artists I loved, you know, they'd like retweet me, respond, or like they'd keep me in the know of like when a song's gonna drop or merch or something, or they'd ask me for like, they still to this day will like ask me for like advice, like is this good or not, you know? So it's cool to be like a friend but then a fan, and then it's, I don't know, but then I'm like the weird kid, so I'm like very like secluded and like, so I don't really tell people anything as I'm on a podcast right now.
And well, it's funny because I know that you've done some podcasting, but nobody I don't think has ever gotten your story like this as far as I know so far, have they? Like
I did a podcast with Vampire and Blood. They're from TikTok. Shout out to
yeah,
them.
I know you had me watch one time. I'm
Uh,
pretty sure, like, no offense, guys, but I thought that I saw them like snort like a line of like meth off their table, like at
what?
like 6 a.m. one morning when I was watching them. They were up partying, like, and they were like doing some kind of like a challenge thing.
Oh
It
my
was like
god.
in their like eating challenge era. I don't know if they still do that, but like they were like drinking beers and
Oh,
stuff. And a friend came over, and I swear to fucking God, I thought I saw them rail a line of like dope off the table, or
they're
maybe
really sweet though. Like I
I
love
mean,
that.
no shade on people that are like addicts or like that like party, like whatever. I've had my time, but I'm just saying I saw it. Like, sorry guys.
Yeah, so that's I think the only one I did. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Yeah, they're like really, really like unique, iconic people. Like I'm
Yeah,
down
that
for them
yeah.
partying, so like whatever. So
I
anyway,
don't know. So I don't know what, I don't
No, I
know.
don't know. I mean, I could have, made, okay, so there's like this term, like when you do paranormal investigating, or even just in general, when your mind tries to make sense of things that it sees, um, like, when you're like sitting like somewhere and you look at the wall and it's like you can see a face in it or like a pattern, you're like, oh my God, that looks like freaking Sleeping Beauty, or like,
Yeah.
whoa, there's a cat there. So it's called pareidolia or periodolia, something like that. I don't know the exact pronunciation because I've only really read it. But basically what it means is that like your mind tries to make sense of what it sees. It's like facial patterns and stuff. So a lot of times things are misinterpreted, like your brain tries to fill like holes and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
No, like, I mean, like, I'm sure that that kind of stuff happens sometimes with, like, live videos and things like that when we're watching things that we don't really know what
Yeah.
to, like, expect. So it could have just been a mind thing too. But yeah, I mean, again, no shade. I'm pro, like, do whatever the fuck you want. Like,
Yeah.
I'm an anarchist. But I also just am like so neurodivergent that I'll just be like, oh yeah, blah. I think that's why this will really work well for me. So, or
I
horrible.
I never really got into like any of that. This sounds so lame. I don't have like a cool story or anything,
I think
but
your story's cool.
I just like I guess I grew up with people that struggled with that. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
was always like, I don't want to be like that. But my addictions came in other ways of like shopping, I guess you'd say, or just like whatever, buying art. Maybe I have a shopping addiction. So I was always that kid that was weird. Like I'd save my coins and pennies for like the latest CD release or like something stupid. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
Or if it was there when I'm like partying or whatever, like I don't know. I just never really like went hard really. And I
I
watched the movie 13. Did you watch the movie 13 growing up?
I was 13 when 13 came out.
What did you think of it? It was wild.
Back then I was like, they're kind of trying hard. I don't know, like I love it now. It's like nostalgic to me, but like when I was a kid, I wasn't like the girl that all of a sudden was bad because of it because I was already
Dude,
like
I know
running
people in
around.
school that were. I know people in school
Yeah.
that watched that movie and they're like, "Did you see 13?" And they were like literally just acting that movie out. I was like,
Well,
"This
after
is
that,
not
so
good."
it's really strange. It would be fun to maybe like study these like correlations of things with like pop culture and stuff and people's like behaviors, but it really seemed like a lot of people became like self-harmers or like cutters after that shit. I remember never really seeing people do that much, and then after it was like every girl was like cutting or like it's just not like that
It,
like deep.
it's
I'm
kind
not
of like
saying it's like
it's kind of like Mean Girls. Like when Mean Girls came out, like the message is supposed to be like, "Don't be a mean girl." But honestly, when that movie came out, I don't know if you dealt with like the Mean Girls at school. Like I feel like that inspired a bunch of Mean Girls after that movie came out too.
I'm gonna be really, really honest.
You
So
did it, Mean Girls.
I went to alternative schools and I kind of was hanging out with like the mean girls like of that
Okay.
environment. So we just were like facts. No, like I don't like I didn't really bully because like listen, like I was not like of that ilk. I was kind of more, I guess maybe like the Gretchen Wieners kind of the situation. Like not really that, but
Okay.
just like so like knows everything, and I was friends with
Yeah,
everybody. Like I hung out with like the juggalos a lot too. So like I'd be like the little blonde girl with like the fake like Louis Vuitton like pochette bag and like the juicy couture like hanging out with the juggalos and like
that's awesome.
the smelly armpit stoners. But like sitting with the preppy girls of my, but it was like an alternative school, so it was like really different. I tried traditional high school and it just did not ever work for me.
Yeah,
So
high school was brutal.
yeah, I actually was on my own fairly early in life, like 14, 15, and I obviously did drugs and stuff like that. And so I like actually kept myself going to school as long as I could, but then when I ended up pregnant with my son, because I was a teen mom, I dropped out. So I tried
uh,
though until my senior year. I kept myself through school, but it was just like with the pregnancy, and I kind of needed to like get in mom mode, and I was really behind on credits. So the intention was to get the GED and
yeah.
whatever. This is your story. Gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so you decided to kind of like innovate using hashtags to go
Like
ahead and
I
promote.
well, like how things would trend, you know, like a trending
Mhm.
topic happens because so many people are tweeting about it, you know. So like if
Right,
someone a release date of something, like I would just like promote the shit out of it, you know. And
right.
yeah, so then I guess where do you go from there? I just after that, then I don't know. That's just kind of it. And then I would just go to shows and just meet people and just like network, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. Networking is everything, to listeners out there. If you're ever afraid to like put yourself out there, like stop that.
I would
Because I
I
have accomplished a lot by just doing it.
I would say that something about the networking too. With like social media, I feel like a lot of people, I get it, like we don't, how do I say this? Because I don't want to be rude. I feel like people aren't social on social media. Like I always show love back or try to, or like, you know what I mean? Like, and people are like, what's your secret? I'm like, I'm social. Like I'm using, I'm making friends. You know what I mean? Like I stay up to date with people. And I, obviously people have their own lives and shit like that. So you can't, you know what I mean? Do you know you need your own time and shit like that? So some people can't, you know what I mean? But I feel like more people need to be more social and try to get to know people, you know? I feel like this new generation is very just like all about me, which is great, but like I feel like it can just be taken the wrong way, like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
if
Well,
you're not
and
if you can't really get to know, like talk to you or reach out to you, like I don't know.
growing is knowing, and a lot of that is knowing that it's not all about you.
Yeah.
Actually, I think on the
Yeah.
contrary, that once you start living selflessly, you have a true life experience.
And
Um,
Like Paris Hilton, most social person in the world, or an icon, duh, you know. But she's still like showing love to like the underground artists and like makeup
yeah,
artists.
she's so supportive. Hey, that's a great thing to talk about. Tell us about your friendship with Paris Hilton because she really
Uh,
cares a lot about you, Jeremy. Like, talk about it. It's something that's so cool.
I don't even know where to start. Um, well, since she's used social media like Twitter days, well, yeah, talking about Twitter, she was really one of the first celebrities to really like use Twitter to like reach out to fans and like get to know her fans. Which to this day, there's still some artists or whatever that kind of treat it very much like, oh, this is just my new film out. Like, you know, they'll post a trailer, but they don't interact or whatever. Which that's
Mhm.
fine. Everyone can do what they want, you know. But she was really like the first one that noticed that really like she would get to know her fans and like fly them out and like come to the meet and greet with me or send like I want to send you gifts or like my new product that's coming out. Like and I she's done that to me like for years since the beginning of Twitter, whatever year that was. And so we finally met, like it'll be a year this March. So we finally met in March and it was just like such a moment because she was so sweet and she was like, I've been waiting to meet you and like it was just so sweet. And I did end up crying, so that was great.
I remember when you were going to the book signing and you told me that you had met her and how sweet she was to you, and it made me choke up. I was so like
It was
touched by it. It became a real like eat the rich except for Paris Hilton moment. Like
exactly.
I love her so much because she's selfless, and I love that. She's always been an innovator. She's carved her own way out. She's very much very just unique. I think she could be like the president. I really,
I
really
actually
do.
do.
So let's talk about what happened when you were there. I think that this is a story that you really should tell, and it's such a touching, beautiful story. When Paris Hilton did her book signing, you had your book, and you had such a beautiful moment that, in the emotion of everything, you left your book behind. Correct?
Yeah. So how do I start? So I was kind of like front row. But she came out to like speak to the audience, and she did point me out right away then too. Like, she was like, "I love your shirt. Like, you're repping the simple life." Like, and she said my name, Jeremy, without before she met anyone. So I was like, "Oh shit, she knows it's me," you know. So I get up there to meet her, and like I said, yeah, she was like, "I've been waiting to meet you," you know, and she hugs me and I don't even know. We just started to just, what did I say? Like it was like such a surreal moment where I like blacked out and like started crying. I was like, I've been through stuff and like I've been watching your honestly what got to me was like I was in the hotel like getting ready and like watching her interviews on The View and like all these talk shows. And like it really was moving, like the stuff she's been through, you know what I mean? And like I don't know, I was just like was really touched. And I'm like, I've been through stuff too, and like I'm listening to your stories all day, like I'm just so proud of you. Like I just had to be here to meet you, you know what I mean? She's like, I'm gonna cry, you know. She was just so sweet. And then we hugged again. And then yeah, and then security was really mad at me because they kept trying to get like, well, you weren't supposed to take pictures on your phone, but she like let me because I asked her first, you know what I mean? I
You're
wasn't
like VIP.
yeah, but it was just like the store policy rule. So I asked her, I'm like, is it okay if I take a picture on my phone? You know what I mean? She's like, no, let's go, you know? And security was already mad at me for that. And then like before I leave, I'm like, can we do our video? Like I'm gonna say, hey guys, I'm still living in New York. Will you say that's hot? She's like, let's do it.
Oh
And so we
God, I
do
love
it.
her.
Yeah. And as I do it though, like you can hear the security. He's like, we got too many people. You gotta stop that. I'm like, I just ignore him and do it.
Good for you.
So, and then so then I just we hug again or whatever, leave, and then I don't even know. Like, well, no, I do have my book. When we did our professional photo though, like in the picture, I look so sad. A lot of people commented because I was honestly just like so shook. Like, and there's like 10 cameras all around me that I'm like, I honestly didn't even know where to look. It was just like the most craziest experience ever. And so I look really like I'm like in shock because I am in shock, you
You
know.
were in shock, yeah.
Yeah,
This is
and
like
I
your
met so
moment.
what's funny too is like I've met so many people, but like Paris just like means so much to me that it was like that girl at the mall screaming over like a whatever a Backstreet Boy or something.
It's weird how she's almost somewhat of like a working class icon a little bit in her own way because of the fact that she does like she grinds. And
Yeah,
it's really weird because I've never seen her as much, like, out of touch, whereas if I think about, like, a Kardashian, that feels really out of touch to me. I feel like Paris has never really, like, overtly, like, flaunted her wealth unless she was, like, on The Simple Life where it was, like, the basis was that she was, like,
yeah. Or
wealthy.
it went over,
Um,
or it's always been kind of like a joke, but it was always over people's heads where they I don't know. Like I think she played her character to a T. Like obviously she comes from like you know what I mean, money or whatever. But I feel like at the end of the day, Paris was always just she didn't really care about that. She loved music and art, and she was just a rebel, you know. And
right.
that's how she got her start. She was like in the fashion industry, modeling for like the club kids, Richie Rich, like Heatherette. Like that was like one of her first.
Yes.
Like so
Yeah,
that's I just love her. She's dope.
I love that, yeah. So now what happened next, Jeremy?
Oh God, yeah. What? Okay, so yeah, so I then get interviewed by Inside Edition or something. They're like, we just caught this heartwarming moment. Can we interview you? And I'm like, sure. I'm like so shook, but I'm like, yeah. So they pull up their or the camera's already going, but it like really gets focused on me. I'm like, oh God. And I just like I'm like describing my trip. I'm like, I took 2 planes here. I'm from Michigan. I'm from where her husband's family's from. Like it was so funny. But the reporter was really sweet. She follows me on Instagram. She's really sweet. So then I leave that interview, and then I'm like, I'm still like getting like I'm just so in shock. And then this other guy runs up to me, and I think it was like a producer from our show, and he was like, we loved your interaction so much. Like you had a really heart to heart moment. Can we sign here? Like I already signed, like entering like the book signing venue or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, so they made me sign a second time. So I was like, oh shit. So then that's what made me nervous. I'm like, oh my god, are they really gonna show this? Because I was a hot mess. I was like, oh my god, I hope they don't show it honestly. And they turns out they didn't show that during the show. You can see me in the crowd though, but whatever. So anyways, so after that guy leaves and gets my signature again, then it all really sets in and I'm like really crying and I'm like setting my book down. Like it was such a crazy experience. I felt like like my inner child was healed. Like it sounds
Yeah.
stupid,
No,
but
it
it was
chokes my heart up, but just when you telling the story, I feel like a proud mother.
like I probably should tell like my Paris Hilton story, but I don't want it to come off weird or whatever. But why she means so much to me is should we get into it?
Well, I would love to, but I had just wanted to talk about the key
No.
thing that I felt was the most beautiful thing about your situation was
Uh,
that in the midst of everything, you had
oh,
lost your book.
I gotta summarize the story. Okay. So yeah, I leave my book, whatever. I get in a taxi, I leave. I literally as soon as I pull up to the hotel, I'm like, whoa, I forgot my book. But then I totally made peace with it. I was like, you know what, like whatever, like I my life's complete. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel so good.
It's
So
bigger
then
than the signed book.
yeah, like I was like and like I said earlier, she sent me autographs and so many things through the years that it was like honestly whatever. I'm grateful. Like it
Yeah.
is what. And so I tweet or not tweet, I Instagram like my pictures and all that. And like I kind of say that in the caption, like I was so shook, I forgot my book. She, well, her husband and her both, like they both reached out, like in my comments and my DMs, and they're like, "Thank you so much for coming. Like you're so sweet. Like it meant so much that you were there, you know." And then she was like, "Are you going to be up? Because I want to Uber you some gifts and like a new." Did she say gifts? No, she did say a new signed book and some gifts. I think that's
Mhm.
what she said. And so I was like, I was just so shook. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know she was gonna like show up at the hotel. You know what I mean? I was like throwing the box of
She's
pizza
just in
away.
her like Hilton horse carriage, like
Yeah,
Jeremy, get aboard. I'm gonna change your life.
I was like, I was like cleaning the hotel. I'm like, is the crew gonna show up? Like, I was so scared. Like, or whatever. So then, like, yeah, it was like an hour or so, and like an Uber pulls up. And yeah, the guy just handed me this big like duffel bag of gifts, and I was just like, this is not real. Like I couldn't believe it. And while I'm still outside like the hotel, Paris and her husband call me, and he's like, just want to make sure you got all your gifts and everything's all good. And I was like, yeah, thank you so much, And I was like, I know you guys got it, because you guys are bosses, but if you ever do need anything when you come to Michigan, I'm like, hit me up, I got you.
They're
And
like,
Paris
hey
was like,
Jeremy, we want some home
yeah.
cooked lasagna, thank you.
Like they really would ever need anything from me, but I was like,
I
whatever.
bet you. Here's the thing. I think if that she was there, that she would fucking reach out to you. That's how much I think that you are significant to this moment.
Uh, well, thank you. I just hope yeah, I think she knows genuinely, like, I just care. And
You
I
know.
just to summarize, like, because I should, whatever, put it in the story. I just, before I was Jeremy Dolce, I was just Jeremy, me, you know what I mean? And I was just
Mhm.
like, school was just brutal for me, you know what I mean? And it was just really hard. And just, there's basically a point where I was like, there's a Christmas break coming up, and I'm like, dude, I'm not coming back to school. Like, I'm basically unaliving. Like, we're done. Like, you know what I mean? I was a zombie, like, depressed, whatever. And this sounds so corny, but I'm being genuine. My mom gave me like an early Christmas gift when I got home from school, and it was the Simple Life 2 DVD. And obviously, like, I knew Paris and like loved Paris, but like, to watch shows back in the day, you had to watch it like the once a week. You know what I mean? You couldn't just stream and shit. So
Mhm.
I got a DVD for the Simple Life, and that whole break, I literally watched it nonstop. And like, this is like a real moment. I went into my bathroom after watching it, and I was like, you're not gonna let anyone like fuck with you. Like, you are cute. You are like, you have nice lips. You have nice eyes. Your hair is cute. Like, it sounds so corny and stupid, but
No, it doesn't.
I was like a broken little kid, and I was like, you're Jeremy Dolce. Like, you're gonna keep your head high like Paris does. And I literally had a heart to heart with myself, like in the mirror. And that's
Mhm.
why, God, I'm gonna cry again talking about it. But that's why like Paris means so much to me, because like it was like every time I went to school, it was like, hold your head up high, like fuck these people, you know what I mean? So whatever, just to meet her and like thank her for that like meant so much to me. So yeah.
So I fucking love that. And I think that it's a very good story that anybody listening, um, it's a really great example of like those parasocial relationships that we have with celebrities, but like you seeing it through and really having like that life-changing moment where not only did you get to meet your idol, but she knew you. She valued you. You lost your book. Not only did she care enough to send you a new book, she sent it in a fucking Uber so you could have it the same day with
Yeah.
a merch package. And she individually, you guys, she individually signed every single thing in that package. And there
Yeah.
was goddamn 30 different items in there, almost every single perfume she has in her line, men's and
Like
women's.
she did, and that's the thing that is in my mind is like she didn't have to do that at all. Like she could have
Mm-mm.
totally been like, "Oh, he flew all the way to finally meet
If
me.
she
That's
wasn't who
great."
she's if she wasn't authentically who she says that she is, she would have been like, "Ugh, some peasant."
Yeah, but like she's just, yeah, she's so real. And like, and then that like sealed it for me of like, this is why I've like loved and supported her for so long and like will
Mhm.
till I die. Like I was like, this, not that if she, I wouldn't, like I still would if she didn't do all that, obviously,
Right,
but like,
obviously.
it just really confirmed it. Like, whoa, you know what I mean? She really does care, and like, you know what I mean? She has respect back. Like that's so dope.
Absolutely. And
And with like the people, when I was talking earlier about being social on social media, a lot of people, I feel like, obviously protect yourself and have, you know what I mean, don't just let anybody in or whatever, but like still try to be social. And like I feel like people are just too cold nowadays. We got to get back to like kind of talking, like, you know what I mean? We used to go to
yes.
shows and like meet friends and just, I don't know, I feel like it's everything's just kind of different now. But
Well, I think that we really disconnected during the pandemic, and it's been really hard as a society to
that's,
come back
yeah,
to it.
true.
And I think that we're so separated by our political stance, by our socioeconomic stance, by just all of us are kind of living in a lot of like misery. And it's really
Yeah,
hard not to be like self centered in this like class
true.
warfare that's essentially going on. Like, when was the last time that most of us were able to like truly afford to like enjoy life without like
No,
paying
that's
for it the
true.
whole next 2 months?
Yeah.
And I think that that has a lot to do with it. And also, I think that social media has really poisoned communication.
Because yeah, that's my thing too. Is like back in the Y2K, is like it was
We
just
had the
so much.
balance.
It was just like do you, be you, and like you have your own vibe. You just do what you do. You know what I mean? Now everything is just so calculated and orchestrated.
Performative.
It's just performative. Yeah, it's, I don't know.
That was why I started. I'm sorry, I'm eating a spicy lollipop, like Mexican candy with like the chili on it.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, I keep a stash of lollipops always. I'm like a spice girl. Um, but
Fuck.
I think that it's really hard. I can't remember because I choked out. Now I can't remember what I was saying, but it's really hard, you guys. Oh yeah, the reason why I started this podcast was because I feel like there's such like a one-sided take on what we hear about a lot of like the throwback stuff with the resurgence of it and how much everybody just went crazy on like TikTok for like throwback Y2K stuff. Those of us that were there to consume it have a different experience with it.
Yeah,
And
that's
I think that there needs to be some type of like reporting on these things other than celebrities.
no.
And I
That's what I should.
really I wanted to
You,
start
me
with
and
the
you,
Playboy. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
no, me and you should both write books, like telling our side of like what we experienced. You know.
Yeah, I actually plan on writing some books, but I am like so busy with all of the fucking projects I have right now
I
that I've got
know.
to get around to
Congrats.
that. Huh?
I just want to say congrats, and I'm proud of you, and you're an icon.
Thank you so much. I've been working so hard since I left property management. Dude, being in that world, being in the luxury apartment game was so soulless that going back to sex work was like a lifesaver. I think I would have killed myself if I didn't come back into this world.
Well, I'm glad
And
finally
it's
being, you know, doing what you want.
it's been hard, and it's kind of crazy to think that this whole path kind of started with me jumping back on the webcam and then going on the Karamo show. Like, what?
Oh, yeah. Wait, are you on or can you talk about it? Or how many shows are you? Do you have shows coming up or no? Or maybe we don't talk about it.
Um, Not anything like that. No, just
Okay.
porn.
Wait, so how's it going? I didn't you go on a
Fun.
trip?
I'm
How
a
was the
pretty
trip
I'm a
going?
pretty solid solo producer. I make really good stuff, and so I'm kind of like bringing that old school respect onto the art that I'm providing, and so I'm getting a lot of attention, which is
Uh,
wonderful. People are seeing the quality that I put out. A lot of people say that it's not sustainable to do porn solo, but I'm kind of like doing it to be like, I can.
yeah.
So it's been fucking incredible, and it's empowering everybody that I talk to. And um yeah, it's I've connected with so many people, and the opportunities just keep coming, and I am so just elated with my life. It makes me so fucking happy.
Do you do conventions yet, or you're just starting? So
That's
you don't.
This is going to be my first, well, I'm just finishing my first year as the not MySpace Foxy Box of the Coxy Cox. No, but like fake Coxy Cox. But anyway, so I'll be traveling this year, a lot, doing like Exotica and AVN's like this next week. I really wanted to do AVN, but I didn't get nominated or anything because like I'm just like an indie kid. So like next year I'll do AVN and all that when I have more like equity under me. But I'm
Yeah.
building. I'm in my building
Yeah.
mode, and I'm gonna fucking grind it out.
Then you need to come out with your own action figure. Like, didn't Jenna Jameson have her own action figure? That was dope.
And she did. I made like a fake prototype of like a Foxy Box Pumpo Fox. That's my nickname in high school. No, but like
Pumpo Pop.
oh my god.
Invent your
But a
own toy.
Funko Pop.
Oh my God.
And so it would be cool to produce it. That'd be pretty dope. People would buy it.
I actually, this is so random because my brain's always thinking of like business ideas. This is like really random, but it's called Bimbo Box, right? The podcast.
Mhm.
That would be a dope name for like a TV that came in like a pink color. Like someone called Roku. No, it sounds so crazy.
Someone hurry, call Roku. Make a Foxy Box edition Bimbo
Dude.
Box television set.
You could do little furry covers or something. Maybe that get
So,
dusty.
I have just very little merch, but I've had stickers made. So this is my Bimbo MILF sticker. It says "Call Me" and it's got my website.
That's cute.
And this this is my very favorite merch that I've made. This one says, come on. It says, "This Barbie is a fat slut." Hold on. There we go.
Hell yeah.
"This Barbie is a fat slut. I wish I had your confidence 2024.
Love that. Do you think Mattel's gonna put that on the box?
Definitely. And she'll have big old saggy naturals.
They should.
So hey, I want to talk about your merch, Dermy Dolce, or as your little name right here says, it says Dwermy
Wait.
girl.
Did I spell it wrong?
I didn't. Okay, so like earlier when we were like getting used to this setup, I had mentioned it, but you didn't like say anything. So I was like, maybe it's a thing that I've missed since I keep getting banned from TikTok. But like,
Yeah, that's just the new way to say my name.
Dwermy girl.
Wait, are you vaping? Are we allowed to vape?
Yeah, I think you can vape. Yeah. I mean, my show is 18 plus on YouTube and everywhere else. So it's only video on YouTube, which, hey, Snoopy Snoopers, if you want to see me and Jeremy Dolce, come on over to the YouTube. Leave me some comments. Tell me how much you love hate me. So I want to show some of your merch.
Let's do it.
I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can pull up some of it. And I'm going to ask you some questions about it. So Jeremy Dolce makes like the best merch ever. I'm like obsessed. You can see it on our background a little bit. It's the Jeremy Dolce show, which is inspired by the Anna Nicole Smith show, obviously. Was this your first merch design, Jeremy?
The first one was the Chihuahua skeleton, like the creepy one with blood. I kind of just did, obviously it was just like for fun, and I wanted something for Halloween actually. And then that design was kind of like blew up, and like people like, I don't know, for whatever reason loved it, so I kept going, you know.
Yeah.
This might be the second one though. I think the Jeremy Dolce show is the second one.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just like change my little background here on my picture and see if I can show it off.
But so, I was very inspired by like remember the band shirts, like obviously during the Y2K MySpace, whatever. Like it was so bright and colorful and just like in your face. Like I feel like you don't, the merch now, which no shade to anybody, do your thing, but like a lot of it's very simple now. And I was like, I want to throw it back to like the old school day. Well, my old school day.
Sometime in the 2010s, it seems like fashion and everything got like really stripped back and then just like never came back. That's why I've really embraced like what do they call it? McBling aesthetic is what they call people like what I like. Like McBling is like the bimbo shit, right? Yeah, that's like what the girls call it.
That's kind of cute though.
Yeah, McBling. So I'm just my little logo in the corner. I'm changing it. So this is your very first merch design up there, right?
Yeah. So that's it's just called Chihuahua Skeleton. And it's a real picture of my dog Sage, who's passed out now, and me. And it's like half normal, half skeleton. And then it's like Jeremy Dolce with like a bleeding flaw. It's kind of hardcore, but I never realized that people were so scared of skulls and stuff. Like until I started
Really?
making.
That's
No, I don't know
fucking
if you
weird.
know that. No, I thought it was kind of weird too because I'm like, dude, we're all skulls. Like we all have one.
They just
But
don't
there's
wanna think about they don't wanna think about their insides. Yeah.
But there's like dudes that will be like, dude, that's too much. Like dudes are even like really scared of skulls. I'm like, what?
You're blowing my mind right now.
No, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't think it was that weird. I thought people were gonna call me basic for having all kinds of skulls, you know?
Oh my god. Okay, so this is the one that's on our background right now, the Jeremy Dolce show.
Dude, I
And
love
then
Dolce. What you obviously did too, right?
I think we bonded over Anna. Like usually
I
like the people I meet around my journey, we like super bond over Anna Nicole.
She's probably one of the, like, honestly, her story is like just the coming from nothing, wanting to make a name for yourself. Like, I really resonate with her. You know what I mean? And like, she's so chill and sweet, and an icon
Love
forever.
her. My favorite. She is my earth mother. She's my space mother. Okay, so here's your Simple Life Goes to Hell design, and that's you and Paris Hilton in the Simple Life design on some motorcycles.
Yeah. So this was like a dream. This sounds so random, but I had like a dream that I was in like this. I don't even know, just some random store, and I'm assuming it was like a Harley Davidson type of vibe because like there was like motorcycles or whatever, and I was like, whoa, this is like a hot shirt. I need to make this like happen. So it's just kind of like, and I guess how I kind of like always related to Paris, like people kind of like shit on her or whatever, like through the years. It's and like people have probably told her to like go to hell, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we're gonna go to hell, but make it hot, you know?
Oh my god, I love it. So it says, "A Simple Life Goes to Hell." I own that
Oh,
shirt,
way to
and
respond to some of these. Like, I need to calm down.
no, I love this. Oh my god, your Jeremy rubbed off on me. I said I loved it. Okay,
Whammy.
so whammy, that's my fucking stuff. Okay, so this is your Jeremy Dolce. I've got a meme for you,
Oh,
Britney
this is a
Spears.
this is a good segue actually, because like I make memes too sometimes for people or businesses or whatever.
You're pretty big
Um,
on MySpace. You're pretty good on Facebook too. You've got a lot of followers there.
Facebook, Facebook is so weird. Like, I don't know. It varies. Like, one minute you could get like 40K on something. The next minute it's like nobody sees it. It's like, okay.
I've never had 40K on anything, bitch. Maybe like
I,
one viral
oh,
TikTok.
oh yeah. It's just weird how the internet works. It's weird how shit picks up and then I don't know. But yeah. But no, so basically like I make memes or like that's another thing too that I do, I guess you could say, is like because you got to stay in the know of like what everyone's talking about. So then it's like you got to make a meme of like okay, you said name a celebrity or person or artist or something. Who would you pick?
Fucking Polly Shore.
Holly Shore. Oh, so yeah, like he has like the Richard Simmons movie out right now or whatever. At least,
Coming out.
or he has a tour, you could say. So I would just like try to incorporate like whatever TV show everyone's talking about, or like fuck Gypsy Rose and like the Polly Shore movie. Like try to make it a meme somehow.
Make
You
a
know?
Gypsy Rose shirt.
Yeah, but
Jeremy,
like
you need
I
to
don't
give
know,
Gypsy one of your shirts.
dude. Do you think she'd wear it, or would she be? I don't know. She
She better
seems like
not be like fucking like that because she does not have the right. Okay, like here's another one, and I want to hear the story about this because this is what really made me fall in love with you. So this is the Jeremy Dolce dessert design, which is a influence by the Jessica Simpson dessert cosmetics line, where you were able to eat the lotion and stuff, which was obviously for like pussies. Like, am I right? Like, it was had to have been like a sex thing. Sorry.
But honestly, yeah. So that happened so organically, which is so funny. Like I don't even remember what I was talking about on like one of my TikToks. But then I just responded to someone and I was talking about like Ashley Simpson, then I was talking about Jessica Simpson, and then then someone said, what was Dessert Beauty? So then I described Dessert Beauty and I'm like, oh, if this video blows up, maybe I should try some, something stupid like that. And it really did blow up. So I was like, oh shit, now I gotta do it. And I kind of just wanted to for like the art, like the performance of it. I was like, this is kind of like, I don't know, something about it. Like this is like historical. So I was I bought all the shit on eBay, and it was so stupid. Like all this moldy used Jessica Simpson like cosmetics. All those people like I don't even. They're like someone actually bought it. You know, they were probably shook too. But anyway, so I get it all, and then I do the mukbang, and everything like went so chill or whatever. And I uploaded it. It was like getting crazy views, and like people were sharing it, whatever. And then within the hour, it was just like deleted, and I was like, "What?" And people were waiting like weeks for this mukbang because people would literally like come to my page like, "Did you film the mukbang, the Jessica Simpson mukbang yet?" And it was so funny. And so then like, yeah, so like I finally did it, and then they took it down, and then I appealed it, and they said, well, because they said it was a dangerous act, and I was like,
Right.
okay. And then so like I peeled it, and then they never put it back up. They're like, nope, we can't restore it. But then people can swim with crocodiles and jump out of planes.
Oh my God, right? Go around collecting like venomous snakes from the side of a swamp in the middle of the night. Yeah, I don't get it. They
There
make
were
no
people.
listen, I have a fat body on the internet. Censorship is my fucking second nature
No,
at this
did
fucking
you
point.
know? Do you know Chelsea Lynn, the comedian?
I know of her, but yes.
So you're talking about being like what would you say, plus size or whatever, and like on social media.
I'm
She
fat. Everybody can say whatever they want, but I'm fat on socials.
oh yeah. So Chelsea Lynn, she's like a plus size creator on whatever all over. She like this really pisses me off. This honestly made me really uninspired to even post on social media because I watched Chelsea Lynn go from Vine to Instagram to like blow her shit up to 1 million followers, and then they deleted her whole account. And I was like, and I watched her from the ground up, literally, and like liked literally probably every post on that account. And it's crazy that they can just like remove it. And honestly, she did nothing wrong, and she's honestly only just like like a bigger
Well,
girl. It's just like what? It's so
the really
stupid.
fucked up thing about it is you'll see women that are like physically fit, by society standards appealing, and they'll have like their entire coochies out doing yoga almost. And that shit stays for months. But if I go live and I have a low cut shirt on, they'll fucking
Yeah,
tag me for nudity and I get a strike on my account.
she.
Um,
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't
yeah,
know. That honestly like made me so I don't know. I think that my not even posting as much anymore really started when Chelsea. This sounds so dramatic, but like when Chelsea Lynn her Instagram got deleted, I was like, dude, what the what? How are you gonna tell people to work for something and use your apps and then just like completely
oh
wipe
yeah.
their account?
So I
What?
actually really,
And
really
you
like
better for that. So
I
yeah,
get well, yeah, a lot. I mean, I had a heavy TikTok following and they took it all from me. Um
that's
and
insane.
I put my heart and soul into that. And the really fucked up thing is I don't get any of that work back. It's gone forever. All of that creativity, all of the love, all of the connection, it's gone. All of those mutual friends that I had on there that I connected with,
And
gone.
to put it in another perspective, because maybe there's people, well, who cares what people think, but like they think, oh, it's just social media, like who cares? There's people that like have Facebook accounts where like their loved one passes away, they lose all those photos.
Well, it's not
I
only
think
that, but social
it's
media
like
is
criminal.
it's a valid and normal career now too, and people build their whole entire fucking livelihood on
Well,
this. So
yeah, like
just
everyone wants to be on it.
gone.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple things because we're almost at about an hour, and I don't want people to get overwhelmed by us. I suppose for much more than an hour.
Do we do
I
okay?
I think that this has been really, really fun, and I hope that it was fun for everyone. I wanted to just show your newest merch design real quick.
Oh God,
This
did
is
it? It
your
looks so small.
yeah, it's tiny, but it's can you guys see that? I just scrolled in deeper, but I think I'm just a bimbo and it's just bigger for me.
Try to
Um
find me on Instagram or Facebook, Jeremy
yeah,
Dolce.
so
Gonna be
Jeremy, tell everybody where they can find you and where they can buy some of your merch. And plug
okay.
your designer too. She's fucking incredible.
Okay, so you can find me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm on X, but I don't really use it anymore because that got deleted. That's a whole other thing. Facebook, you can find me, and then my merch is like Jeremy Dolce merch dot spreadshirt.com, or just like click the link in one of my bios. You'll find it somewhere. But yeah, and I hate calling it merch. It's just art. You know what I mean? I want people to just vibe. Like it's not. I don't want to put too much pressure on people. You know, like oh, it's merch. Like no, it's just a vibe. Like
Oh
chill.
my
You know.
God, you're Internet America's sweetheart, and I'm so glad that I get to be your friend. Like, thank you so much for being in my life.
I'm
And
so
thank
glad
you for
I
being
met
open
you.
enough to come on here and just speak your truth and tell your story. And I know that it feels probably clout chasey and it's weird to say these things out loud, but you guys,
Yeah,
I think anybody
that's the thing.
listening is going to understand the complexity because I have a funny feeling most people here have some celebrity parasocial relationship kind of going on and a lot of empathy. And I mean, this is founded on the thought of, really speaking on this type of stuff specifically. So last episode was about the parasocial type of relationships people have with like Holly Madison and Bridget Markart, Kendra, um, Will Coxon. What am I even thinking? What is Kendra's last name? I'm brain farting.
Wilkinson, right? Or
Ah,
no?
thank you, Wilkinson. Holy fuck. So I mean, like, that's literally what this is all about. It's opening up. And on that note, if you were listening for more Playboy stuff, it's coming. I am going to say goodbye to Jeremy off the stage. I'm gonna just take you off stage and we can catch up for a couple more minutes after we're done. And I'm just gonna close up. Do you
Okay,
have
well,
anything else you want to say?
or do I? Okay.
I'll just take you off stage.
So this was really like my first podcast, like video and everything. So thank you for having me.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
I'm excited to see where this goes. I loved your first episode. Yeah, you're killing it. You got this. You're a natural icon. So yeah, thank you for having me. And everyone, yeah, check me out, Jeremy Dolce. Google it, TikTok it, whatever.
Is there
So,
anywhere that everybody can see the Jessica Simpson dessert mukbang where you fucking
oh
smashed
wait,
lotion and cans of tuna?
I should say something really quick. Okay, so you can find that video on YouTube. I eat expired edible Jessica Simpson cosmetics with a can of tuna. I
How
did it
much
for
did
the.
you spend on those again?
Wait, what?
How much did you spend on those?
It was like $400, literally on old spoiled cosmetics. It was so stupid, but it was
Poor
worth it.
Jeremy. $400 for the fucking shit that got flagged and taken off of social
I
media.
know, just for them to remove it. And then people in the comments were like, "Oh, BuzzFeed did it. You're not special." Which obviously I'm having like a heart, like a fun. I'm not. It's not that serious. But I was like, I watched some of the videos that people sent to me. I'm like, BuzzFeed like did a little dab. Like I really
You
ate
ate
that.
a can of that shit.
It was hardcore. It was like Jackass vibes, but
Yes.
I think that's everything I was gonna say. Yeah, just find me, Jeremy Dolce. Just be you, be an icon, and don't let anyone bring you down. So that was Jeremy Dolce on the Bimbo box. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's three
Wait,
sneezes
can
for
I
you,
do an
boyfriend.
intro? You know when celebrities are on like I think I my coffee's kicking in. You know when celebrities are on like radio shows, like I'm so and so. This is whatever the radio station. I want to do
Yeah.
one for you,
Okay, do it.
and then I'm leaving. Put me in the
Okay.
take me off stage.
I'll pull you off with my cane. You're over.
Yeah. Okay. This is Jeremy Dolce, and you're watching Bimbo Box with Foxy. Yeah. Uh,
I love it.
You're
I
gonna get a
love
lot
it.
of. Yeah, we love
Fucking
it.
love it. So,
No, but I love. Thank you so much. I love you.
thank you so much. I love you too. So I'm just gonna pull you off stage. Don't go anywhere.
Oh God. Okay.
Goodbye. Hey, okay, so that was a real treat. I'm sure that you guys are here wanting more Playboy gossip, things like that and that nature. And that's gonna be a consistent thing because we're gonna be covering the subject, the discourse, the things that come up in the news. I think Holly LA is gonna come and be a correspondent on things to touch base every couple of weeks. And I'm obviously having tons of Playboy affiliated people that people that you don't know yet that have like a lot of really good history, background people. We've got a lot of really amazing stuff planned. I say we, like me and my two tits, I guess. But I've got a lot of good things, and the girls do too on my links. Fans.link/foxybox is where you find the corn. And that's got on my projects page everywhere, the fetish pages, the places I've done projects with, the podcasts I go on. You can go discover all the nooks and crannies. And I have an amazing podcast planned to record on Monday with somebody that you guys are going to flip the fuck out about because you may have heard them, but you haven't heard what you want to hear, and you're gonna. So please subscribe. I think you should be able to rate me after this episode. I was told that people couldn't give me a rating yet because I only had one episode up, but like who knows, maybe I'm gonna get like dive bombed with negativity, and if I do, that's okay. You can't stop me. So I love you guys. I love you for rocking with me. fucking 70 downloads in one day. That's so cool. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna at least upload weekly, if not more than once a week, because I have so many solid interviews planned that it's probably gonna have to be like at least once a week, if not twice a week, that I'm posting. So season 1's gonna come fast and furious, and you guys are gonna be loving it. And if you want a feature, hit me up, foxybox@gmail.com. If you have questions, comments, concerns, voice them. If you have any hate, send it to the Surreality podcast because she asks for it. And be you, and let your freak flag fly. Freak flag fly. Goodbye. Bimbo Box is part of the Outside the Box Productions universe. Don't forget to think outside of the box. Like, subscribe, share, and turn on those notifications.